Let me give you a full tour of this Harley Evolution chopper of mine. So I'm gonna take you tip to tail on this bike. Up front, I have no idea what wheel this is off of. Could be stock, could be aftermarket. Who knows? Forks, same story there. I have no idea if those are stock or aftermarket, but I do know they have these wonderful little 3-inch extensions. I have this amazing chopper headlight, which makes a cool sound when you ride, so you know it's a real chopper. It doesn't sound like it's falling apart, it's not a chopper. Added these beautiful TJ Brutal Customs fin risers. Love those. Added some little baby ape hangers. These are the stock controls I have on here still. Still trying to figure out what to do with those. But I do have some beautiful brass Malus grips on here, clutch side and throttle, and an Aceras throttle assembly with a cruise control. The frame is a Craft Tech frame, hard-tailed as you can see. This is a tank that my friend Tom painted. Did a pretty good job on it, actually. I have to say so myself. Down here, we actually swapped out the CV carburetor that came on it for a S&S Shorty Super E. It did not have an intake, so I made this little bread box intake for it, and we have this beautiful middle finger choke. Lovely. The throttle cable that came with it was too long. I actually found out this is a throttle cable for a CV. I didn't want to go buy another one, so I made this rad little standoff to hold the throttle cable in the correct position. Moving down the motor here, we have a beautiful set of stainless exhaust pipes for this bike. Now for the exhaust, this is a one-off custom set that we made here. Might put them into production, might not. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see these on your Evo. The foot controls that came on it had the pegs all the way out here, and I don't have really long legs. So I machined up these plates, relocated the foot controls back farther to the seat, far more comfortable position. I just bent up some round bar for my brake and my clutch on the other side. We have the Wizard sleeve points cover. Beautiful, excellent. Next up, we have this kicker pedal. Now, when I got the bike, the kicker pedal actually hit the exhaust and it stuck out to about here, which meant that when I put my leg off the bike, this would just dig into my knee all the time. So you can see where I heated it, bent it in. Now it actually functions like a real kicker pedal, and I can feel like a man when I start my bike. Moving back, we have an oil tank here that I actually overfilled. Wonderful lesson learned there. I am learning how to work on this bike, so gonna be making a few mistakes. I have a little drag, specialty Scorpion style seat. We have a tire back here and a fender. I'm not a fan of a fender that's smaller than the tire, just not a vibe that I dig, so I will be changing that out. Now for the rear of this bike, so impressive. We have a tire, we have a wheel, we have a chain, and we have a sprocket, and they all somehow function well. Haven't had a problem with any of this part of the bike yet, but I'm not holding my breath. You might be asking yourself, well, are you gonna do anything with the rear of this bike? No, I'm not gonna change anything up except for the fender. I really wanna do a flat stainless sissy bar. I kinda wanna turn this bike into tough guy style, East Coast flavor, but this fender is too small and I wanna get rid of the round bar for a sissy bar. So we'll do flat stock. Not gonna change anything about the sprocket, chain, or the frame. It's fantastic, works great. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Electrical. This is fun. All right, so you may look at this and go, wait, I think that looks a little different than bikes I've seen before, and you are correct, because this bracket normally has the key up here and the coil down here. My buddy Tom, when he built this bike, this is the way he set it up, and I kind of like it this way. I think the coil looks better with the wires up here. The only downside is bolting it in and getting everything bolted into it is a little backwards than the manufacturer of the bracket intended. So I did end up having to rewire some things because the original coil burned out, replaced it with this guy, and it says fast, so you know it's gonna be super good. I did run my own fuel line, a fuel filter. This is a rad petcock. Forget who makes these. I think it's like K-Tech from Italy or something, but all you gotta do is turn this, petcock's open, turn it back down, petcock is closed. Fantastic. This, just a brass covering over the rod for the shifter. I made this plate as well as the other side, and this relocated my feet back to the exact same position. Some Harleys I've seen, if you sit over the top of them, you look and one foot peg is here and one's here. And then you look from the side and they're like this. So that really bugs the crap out of me. So what I did was made these so that both foot pegs were on the same plane. So you may notice these foot pegs on this bike. These are triple ripple foot pegs that we make for the Hondas and the Harleys. They bolt onto stock locations on both brands. For this, I actually cut one off and made an extension so that my feet could rest in the correct position. And I think we'll probably be making these for bolt-on custom applications for Harleys where you can put your whole foot control set together. That'd be pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if you think we should. I also have a little wedge in here so that the kickstand, when it comes out, actually lets the bike lean over far enough, because without that, the bike is almost vertical when you stop it and a strong fart will push the thing over. For the top motor mount, when I got it, there was a bunch of washers up here. So I made some brass spacers just to make that look a lot more sexy, you know? So there's not a whole lot I really want to change about this bike, but some of the things I do want to get rid of are these. This is the clutch perch and then the brake perch, the master cylinder. Just not a fan of them. They're the stock versions. They're kind of big and gross. They have this big flat thing here where there's supposed to be like a switch cluster, a little box here with your switches and so that blends in. But when you take everything away, it just kind of looks like an afterthought. It just doesn't help the bike look very nice, and I do want to change those out for something a little sexier in the future. One of the things I do like about this bike, there's not a lot of wiring, period. The only wiring visible you have is your headlight wire. You know, you've got a regulator rectifier up here, but that's all run underneath the frame, behind things. This is exposed and your coil is kind of exposed. Everything else is under the seat with the battery. It's housed kind of inside the oil tank. So electrical on this bike is pretty basic. It's very, very simple compared to many other bikes I've worked on. One of the things I love about choppers is that they're not overly complicated. You don't have to have them complicated to be a really nice, cool bike and to really enjoy them. So in spite of the fact that we did not have 50 things to look at on this bike, it runs well, it's easy to look at, and it's fun as hell to ride. That is the brief and beautiful tour of my Harley Evolution chopper. If you guys think I should put some of those stainless pipes in production, let me know in the comments. And if you like building bikes, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.